Hey, welcome into the 107.7 and 92 on the Bull lobby here for another Bull Sessions. This time we're bringing along my friend Joe Stamm from the Joe Stamm Band. Joe, thanks for coming by. Appreciate it.
Thanks for having me here.
Now, Joe, you've been touring all over the place. I see you doing the some of the festival circuit and things like that. You've been playing all over Central Illinois.
Yeah.
Tell me a little bit about yourself.
Well, I play music for a living.
Okay, all right. What else do you do?
That is primarily what I do. It takes up most of my time, but I've been playing with what we call the Joe Stamm Band, incidentally enough, for about 5 years.
Sure.
Also do a lot of solo work. And outside of long walks on the beach, I like hanging out with my dog. And what other generalities can I throw at you?
All right.
Yeah.
Sure. Yeah. No, I get it.
No, seriously, the music thing. When people ask me what I do, it is such a consuming entity, and I do other things, but it takes up so much of my time, which is cool. Has
this been something you always done? Did you start in a church choir? How did this?
No, I didn't. I didn't start playing music until I was a senior in college, because I had to take a music course to graduate, and so I took Intro to Guitar.
So you were just like, oh, what's going to suck the least, right?
Well, it was kind of like, guitar, it's one of those things I kind of always would have wished I could do, but when I was growing up, it was always, everything was sports, so.
Okay, so what'd you play, baseball?
I played football and basketball mainly.
Oh, well, you look like a baseball guy.
Yeah, football. I was a quarterback.
Okay, all right.
So I played at Metamora, which is not far from here.
Sure, yeah.
And then went to NIU. I actually verbally committed to ISU here in town.
So you're a liar.
Yeah. Well, here's the deal. So I verbally committed to ISU in the summer before my senior year, and then as it so happened, NIU and ISU played each other that year, and it was up in DeKalb, and NIU had by that time offered me a scholarship as well.
All right.
But I figured, they invited me up for this game, and so I go up. Remember, went up with a couple buddies. We went up there, and NIU beat him like 52-10 or something, 52-0. Like it was.
So that was the factor.
So it was like, okay, well, So there was that.
All right. Okay.
There was the fact that then NIU was, Division 1A versus back then it was 1AA.
Yeah.
And so, I was 18 years old, and those factors kind of.
Sure. Yeah.
So I wouldn't say liar, but maybe I just didn't follow through so much.
You just don't keep your commitment. No, you committed to come here today, and we forgive you.
Thank you. I appreciate that. I've been, after all these years, I've been pining for the Bloomington Normal's forgiveness, and finally.
And me, as a representative of all of Bloomington, Illinois, all of Normal, and ISU.
As it worked out, I ended up going through 4 shoulder surgeries, never got to get to the field. And after a year, they told me I couldn't throw football anymore. So it really was karma.
Wow.
It worked out for
ISU. So it worked out for us. No, maybe that was just God saying, so you're not going to keep your commitments.
Yep. Maybe.
Anyway, so the guitar thing's working out pretty good.
It is working out. I quit my job a couple years ago, 2.5 years ago. Mm-hmm. But there I did put 7.5 good years in before I quit the job. And I left on good terms to pursue this. So I've been full-time music for 2.5 years. We've released 2 albums, 2 EPs in that time, several singles, and are getting ready to, not getting ready to release, but we're kind of putting the hay in the barn right now with several different recording projects.
Putting the hay in the barn.
So, yeah.
I like that. Doesn't get more country than that.
Incidentally enough, though, I can't put hay in a barn. I'm allergic to hay. I tried that one time.
So maybe it does get a little more country than that.
I tried that one time and was sick for like 3 days. So,
really?
Yeah.
That's hilarious.
Which is a great excuse to have, though, when people ask you to bale hay when you're in high school. It's like, I would love to.
But I'm allergic.
But I'm allergic to it, so I cannot.
I had the same thing with algebra. Something about.
I would love to.
Yeah, right. Integers and whatnot.
Your sinuses went nuts
as
soon as you.
I don't know what X is, but this is killing me. Well, anyway, so you're going to be playing at 6 Strings here in town coming up on Friday night.
Friday, yeah.
Awesome. Now, there's a few of us that haven't seen a Joe Stamm show. I've been out to a lot. Dr. Chris, he's a big fan of the Joe Stamm Band.
He's wearing a Joe Stamm Band t-shirt today.
He is, and then he went to hide. I don't know where the heck he went.
That's all right. He's got to edit this afterwards, remember? So
yeah,
he'll be able to see the whole thing.
Very true. So when we come out to a Joe Stamm show, what do we expect?
Well, it depends on what show you go to. If you go to a full band show, like for instance Six Strings, that's more of like a club party atmosphere. So we're going to be playing, probably 75% covers and probably 25% originals. And those covers will be anything from Leonard Skinner to Garth Brooks to Eric Church and everything in between.
All right, so it's just a good old boy party, right?
Yeah, it is. It is. We don't do we do a lot of like 90s country, southern rock, country rock stuff.
Sure.
That's kind of what we like to do.
Right.
And then originals.
When you do your original stuff, like maybe you could play us a song.
Yeah.
What's one of your favorite songs you do? What do you get the best reaction from?
Oh man, I mean, Midwest Girl has been probably our second highest streamed and downloaded and selling song, and that's more of like that's more of a party atmosphere song.
Sure.
So that's probably the most popular one that we do in our set.
Okay.
So
you want to jam it?
Sure, I can.
Yeah, Midwest Girl.
Yeah,
Let's hear it,
right.
man. And you can stream this. You can download this on joestamm.com.
Yeah. So we released this as a single almost a year ago, and so you can look up Midwest Girl, Spotify, Pandora, iTunes, anywhere you can get music. It's also on our Dandelion Woman album, which we released in October.
Okay.
So on our website, you can get it on CD and you can get it on vinyl even, because vinyl's cool now.
Awesome. Vinyl is cool.
Yeah. So
We put the wiki wax in some Joe Stamm.
that's right. You'd be the first.
All right, so what's the song about? It's about
it's about Midwest Girl. I wrote this a long time ago, and I wrote it because I have a song called Feel Like Me, which mentions a Midwest Girl, and my friends kept calling it the Midwest Girl song. So I was like, well, maybe I should just write a song called Midwest Girl.
So do they call this Midwest Girl 2?
No, it's just called Midwest Girl.
Okay.
Yeah. See, everybody writes about Southern girls and American girls and California girls and et cetera, and it's...
Yeah, screw that.
We're here in the Midwest.
Yeah.
Right? So
Central Illinois girls.
That's right. And then we generalize a bit more.
Generalize the whole thing. Yeah.
Dip, spin, strip it down, twirl, damn, I love a Midwest girl. She's standing in the back, moving and singing along. Every time I play a Waylon Jennings song, yeah, I tried to catch her eye. She pretends she doesn't know. She's the reason I've been singing Waylon extra slow. Said a kick drum rhythm and will get her to spin across the barroom floor. And dip, spin, strip down, twirl, damn, I love a Midwest girl. Outside it must be 20 degrees, but that skirt's well up above her knees. Shakes no off, her boots held waterproof and don't dig rain. Whiskey keeps her warm, beer keeps her fed, and that tequila shot a girlfriend bought is getting to her head. Said a guitar rhythm that'll get her to spinning across the barroom floor. And dip, spin, strip it down, twirl, damn, I love a Midwest girl. And this is where my band would play a really snazzy solo, you know?
Oh, you don't play the snazzy solos?
No, I don't play the snazzy solos. We're winding down all set, and this bar is clearing out. But there's one girl I can count on that I know will stick around. Yeah, she'll dance and have her fun. Yeah, she likes to cut it loose. She's a one-man woman and I'm the man. That girl will bring it to. We finally finish up and she's waiting by the door. I said, baby, are you ready? Well, I wanna take you home. Wanna take you dip, spin, strip it down, twirl. Damn, I love a Midwest girl. dip it down, twirl it down, my love, Midwest girl.
Now in that song right there, I hear some 90s country influences, some Eric Church maybe. What's your main draw from?
As far as, that's a long, convoluted story probably. I mean, I think my first, like the first thing I really remember digging as a kid, and I didn't grow up really into music, but the first thing was like the Creedence Clearwater Revival Chronicles 1 album, which is like their greatest hits album.
Yeah.
That was the first thing I really remember digesting. But then in college I started going down that stereotypical Johnny Cash, Waylon Jennings route that country music listeners all appreciate. And then I got into a guy named Chris Knight, who is, I got to open for here at the Castle Theater this fall, which was a wonderful experience. And he was kind of turned into my kind of songwriting hero. And from there, you know, and he's more like a storyteller, roots country kind of guy. And then, you know, as far as like what you hear on the radio, I've been leaning towards like Eric Church and Dierks Bentley. And, and 90s country is 90s country, you know. So I love that stuff.
Okay.
I really love that stuff, like Black Hawk and you know, Brooks and Dunn's early stuff. And the new album, I think, see, we're only about halfway through recording it, and I think we're going to call it The Good and the Crooked. After one of the songs that is going to be on it, and this is kind of going in different directions. We've been working on a full band album up in Iowa that we're about halfway through with, third through with. But next week I'm going down to Nashville to record a couple songs that we'll be releasing as singles with Joe Carroll, who produced for Saw You, which is a song I did last summer. It's done real well for me with Taji Bachman. So
yeah, it's a fantastic song.
Yeah, and you said Kirsten liked the slower stuff. She's over there. She's over there on the other side of the wall.
She's a huge '90s country fan. Yeah. She sings Strawberry Wine when she does karaoke.
Oh, very nice, Dina Carter.
Yeah,
I love that. I remember buying that album at Best Buy in Peoria, Illinois, when I was a kid.
She doesn't know what an album is. Yeah. She's very young.
So, anyways, for Kirsten's sake, and we want to give you some real cutting edge material, you know, stuff that's previously unreleased. We'll play this slower song.
All right, I'm ready.
That's called Lay Down. You were the one that wouldn't look up, even when every other girl was. Hiding a very different heart. Every beat setting you apart. Take off all that makeup that's trying to run. Take off all them clothes that you got on. Take off all those years that treated you wrong. Lay down, just lay down. Lay down next to me.
It's a fan of the show, Joe.
You've never been a woman of explanation, and I never know the reasons for your moods. But down inside there's a woman that I want. Turn loose, turn loose, turn loose. Take off all that makeup that's starting to run. Take off all them clothes that you got on. Take off all those years that treated you wrong. Lay down, just lay down. Lay down next to me. Since long before the night we met, you've been running, I'm still searching for you, yeah. Will you ever stop just to look around? Let your eyes meet mine. Let yourself be found. Darling, let yourself be found. Oh, and take off all that makeup that's trying to run. Take off all them clothes that you got on. Take off all those years that treated you wrong. Lay down, just lay down. Take off all that makeup that's trying to run. Take off all them clothes that you got on. Take off all those years that treated you wrong. And lay down, just lay down. Lay down, just lay down. Lay down next to me.
That's fantastic.
Thank you, man. Lay down next to me.
That's fantastic, man.
Thank you.
So what's the story behind the song on that one?
I don't know. Do you get into stories behind that kind of song?
We said to take off all the years that did you wrong.
Yeah, man.
Where's that come from? That's.
I mean, I think we're all looking for a safe place and safe people in our lives, and I think that song is about just kind of being around somebody where you're able to kind of lay down your burdens for a little bit, you know, and just be. And I think that song's about just being in a safe place with a safe person.
Okay, so you got a full band show coming up on Friday at Six Strings here in Bloomington.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to it. We get to play there once or twice a year, so it's been a little bit. I think it's been since last spring, maybe, since we played there. So, yeah.
Hold on. Yeah, there's a great crowd. Everybody always says, "Oh, you got to come down to Six Strings," and like, yeah. Been down there a few times. It's a good time.
It is. It's a longer show. It's like a 3-hour show. So we'll typically do about 45 songs in a 3-hour show, and I would say probably 9 or 10 of them will be originals. So.
Really? You gonna play that one? You gonna play Lay Down?
I don't know. Probably not. But we'll see. You never know. You never know if the mood strikes, or if somebody comes up to the stage and hands me $20 to play it. I'd be happy to. Or if they just ask nicely.
$20 or asking very nicely. I think you're more willing to probably get the $20. It's a terrible world out there.
It is a capitalistic society.
Yes.
No, but I do tell people, like in my acoustic shows, I often get requests, and sometimes they start to stack up.
Yeah.
But I always, as soon as somebody comes up with, a bill in their hand,
that's the way it works.
It's just like touch tunes, you can pay extra to get your
to skip ahead
to get your song ahead on the top of the list.
Okay, right. So
which, incidentally enough, we were talking about First Saw You with Taji Bachman, the song I released. That is on Touch Tunes. So if you want to hear it right now, you can go to your local bar and pay extra to get it skipped to the top of the list.
That's right to the top.
We do a couple that are fun, like we do Rebel Yell, which is a little bit
Billy Idol.
Yeah, a little bit fun. I like doing. We just learned Tyler Childers' White House Road. You know who Tyler Childers is?
No.
Really? I mean, you get yourself cultured.
Do you know how many Spice Girl songs do you know? You get yourself cultured, Joe.
Yeah, so we just started playing. I think a lot of it boils down to, like, what's the most recent one we just started learning and playing, because you get kind of, I don't want to say tired of certain songs, but you get to where, you've done them a bunch. And
sure.
So that's always changing. So right now, I would say Tyler Childers' White House Road is my favorite cover we're doing. It just took me a minute to get there.
It's interesting that you say that, because as a performer, you do get tired of playing the same songs over and over again. And I mean, even as a radio person, we get tired of saying the same things and doing the same things over and over again. But that brings me back to something very interesting. Luke Bryan, right, had some very massive singles. And the one song that you would think he's tired of playing, Country Girl, right?
Yeah.
So I asked him, I said, Luke, what's your favorite song to play? And he said, Country Girl. I'm like, I figured you'd be burnt out on that. He's like, no, because it's their favorite song.
Yeah, it probably gets pretty wild. So, there's amazing when it comes to like the energy a crowd gives you back. That really, it doesn't matter how many times you've played a song. If you've got a really good crowd that's giving a bunch of energy back, then that's magical, and that's when it's hard to get sick of that.
Sure.
No matter what you're playing.
So you really get into playing the same song for the 10,000th time.
Yeah, absolutely.
All right, so you're doing the album. We talked about that. We got the show coming up on Friday night. You're doing a lot of covers. Can you, which outside of the Tyler Childers, what's one that you get a ton of energy from? You get up there and you play it, and you know that the crowd is going to go absolutely wild for.
Mountain Music does really well. Actually,
awesome.
any Alabama does. Like Dixieland Delight, Mountain Music does really well. Rebel Yell does pretty well. Our whole third set is kind of packed with songs that are actually, we'll do 2 sets this week. So, it kind of gets to, there's this evolution of a crowd that goes on throughout throughout the night. So, your first part, you got kind of the songs that are great songs, but aren't necessarily the get out and throw your head back songs type of thing, and then as you move towards the end of the night, you get more and more into those higher energy involvement songs. So you don't come out, for instance, and do Friends in Low Places the second song of the night.
No, that'd be a mistake.
That wouldn't make any sense. So that.
Okay. All right, Joe Stamm from the Joe Stamm Band. What's in the future after Friday? You got the album recording next week. What's after that? What's the next time we can see you?
Well, we have a lot of stuff going on. I'm actually this Saturday, which is cool. I was asked to be a part of a conference in Chicago that's for artists it's for making a living in the arts, and I was asked to be on a couple panels there as someone who is making a living in the music business. And I'm actually on one of the panels. I'm with like 3 or 4 other people, and 2 of them, one of them is the guy that produced a bunch of Prince's albums. Okay, and another one is his wife, who was Prince's drummer for the last 3 years that Prince is playing. So I'm really excited about that, because it's cool to get, obviously it's cool to get recognized for playing good music, but it's also really cool to be invited as an entrepreneur. Because the big part of this is actually running the music business. So, so Friday playing here in Bloomington. Then we got to run up and do that at 11 in the morning in Chicago, and then we're down to Princeton, Illinois, at the Black Rose on Saturday to play a show, and then we'll be running down to Nashville on Sunday to be down there to record for 3 days.
Going everywhere.
And just kind of keep it rolling, man. We've got a whole lot of festivals that we'll be announcing in the coming months that we're going to be playing at this summer. And
give me a festival. Go ahead.
The Mid-American Music Festival in Trenton, Missouri is one we just announced yesterday, and that's one we're going to be doing with Sawyer Brown and Parmalee and Runaway June, among a bunch of other acts. So. That'll be a fun one to do. And then we're also doing the Tailgates and Tallboys Festival. We're on the side stage right before opening, Brett Eldridge plays this summer, June 16th. So
Brett Eldridge is cool.
Yeah.
Who's the nicest person you met in the business?
It's funny, when you ask that question, I immediately think, who is the least nicest person I've met in the business? That answer is so much easier to answer, but I'm not going to answer that.
No one ever answers that question.
And the thing about it is, it's ironic because that person and that group was by no means even close to the biggest. Like, in fact, one of the smallest we've ever opened for.
Really?
Yeah. But I will say this: like, we opened for Blackberry Smoke and J.J. Grey this summer at Grand Nationals in Peoria, and both of them gave us a shout out on stage after we'd played, which was cool. And my drummer J.J. Grey was walking past, and after his set, and Bruce just said, "Hey man, thanks for the shout out," and he said, "You deserved it. You guys were bleeping awesome." So, I mean, it's cool. Anytime you can get a tip of the hat like that from somebody who's, substantial in the business is really an honor.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah, it was.
That's the first time I've heard those guys. I usually hear Keith Urban or Eric Paslay or even a couple of the guys from.
Yeah. Well, I haven't met those guys. I don't think I've opened for them. And here's the other thing. A lot of times, I'm not one of those people who kind of like gloms around trying to create conversational moments with people we open for. So a lot of these guys, and it's not nothing against them, but a lot of times they park the bus, they walk in the place, do their sound check, they walk right back to the bus, they stay there until right before their set, and then they walk right to the stage, and then they walk right back to the bus afterwards. And so unless you're kind of being that aggressive guy that's hanging around and trying to get a picture with them or trying to create a moment that doesn't happen naturally, then you're kind of like two ships in the night, and there's a lot of those shows. So
kind of weird.
Yeah.
Right on. So you can tell me who the worst person was.
Not gonna do it.